We started out real well. I think that was a combination of, I thought we played a very good aggressive role. I thought we served real well, and we put them in some real tough situations that they weren't able to get out of. That's kind of I don't know if it's the trademark, but it's what we do best, I think, defensive is we can get people stuck in a bad rotation. We can really run points on them when we're serving. I think that happened in the first two sets, and then sets 3 and 4, as we expected, we thought this was going to be a real battle back and forth, and when the first two didn't quite go the way I think La Tech obviously would have liked them to go, our message to the team was this isn't over, and we haven't seen their best yet. And they came out and they played real well. I think they had like 16 or 17 kills in the third set without an error. And you played that low error, it's real difficult to beat a team because we played pretty low error in that match, in that set as well. Fourth set was just back and forth. They got off to a good start. And then, the fifth set was just all about who can get the run and who can get the run early, and we were able to do that. Katie O'Connell, I thought, led the way with her serve and got us off to a 4-0 or a 4-1 start, and that helped. That helped our energy, that helped our confidence level after losing 2 sets. But that's a much improved team. We talked about it yesterday, and that program continues to get better. They're adding more and more valuable players and pieces to their lineup, and they continue to get better. So it was a quality win on the road. We weren't completely healthy. We were missing our second leading point scorer. Our second setter was out. So we anticipate that as Natalie gets cleared and she's able to come back and Ashley gets cleared, that we'll be at full strength for the weekend. But that was on the road, people hurt and had to kind of grind it out, and turned out pretty good.
Getting Player of the Week, it felt really good. I was actually just walking to class, and Coach Steph texted me out of the blue, so it was kind of like a big surprise. But I just go into practice trying to get better every day, and it's paying off. And of course, I have to give props to my team because they make me better every single practice and every single time I step on the court. So
Keelie's recruitment, interesting story. I don't know if a lot of people are aware of this, but Keelie was an all-state setter in high school, and we actually saw Keelie play initially because of our recruitment of Stacy DeFrancesco, and Keelie was on the same club team as her. She was somebody that in that recruiting class is when we first arrived, and we had a lot of scholarship money available with a large senior class the year before or coming up, and so we kind of had an extra scholarship that we could kind of use on the next best player that you feel that you're really drawn to. So we didn't have a need for a setter at the time, but she was a setter that defended real hard, brought a lot of energy, and as we kept watching Stacy, Keelie kept just jumping out at us on the court, and so we thought we bring her in, maybe a right side defensive player, or emergency setter, and then talked to the recruiting person and asked her if she could pass the volleyball and serve receive, and she's like, oh yeah, she can pass. So we went to a practice and watched some drills, and kind of thought that maybe she had some potential there, but she wasn't a libero. She didn't grow up being a libero. She's playing on a different side of the court. It's just it was quite the transition for her, and I think that it's interesting that you've got this all-state setter who's played in the All-Star game and all these things, and we kind of saw something different out of her, and it has worked real well. She's worked very hard at it, tremendous athlete, very good learner. I think that her athletic ability and her natural gifts fit perfectly with the way we train and our training style. So she has taken to that, and she's really worked hard at it to become a great player. Her first year, she was our libero. She'd not even really been a libero for even a year. She played a little bit during her club season, her senior season. But she came to us pretty raw. She set a school record her first year we jokingly will say she didn't really know what she was doing yet, and it was true. But she just did it all on just natural ability and feel. And then, last year I felt like she developed more into what you would consider to be a more stereotypical libero, defends well, passes well. And this year she's just taken it to another level again. I anticipate that, by the end of the year it's going to be stronger, and next year it's going to continue to get stronger.
It was a lot different because being a setter, I was always like touching the ball and kind of controlling the offense, and I wasn't really focusing on defense. I just kind of was good at defense. I didn't really know what I was doing, but when I got here, I learned everything, like technique and just how to serve receive. I never have serve received in my life, so like first time serve receiving, I was just like, what the heck? Like, I've never done this. I was really nervous for college because I knew like I had to get better for libero, but once I got here, like it just kind of came to me. And Coach Hugh and Coach Steph are like so good at teaching defense that it worked out perfectly, and I'm really glad to be here.
Stephen F. Austin, it's developing into a real good rivalry. I felt like when we first arrived, it was a little bit one-sided, and I felt like every time we played them, we chipped away a little bit more. Last year, we were able to beat them for the first time in school history. So, I think that's probably where the rivalry, at least from our standpoint, really began. I'm sure they didn't like that, just like we don't like losing to them. They probably didn't like losing to us. But a very, very talented team, tremendous hitters, tremendous ball control, very well balanced, and a physical team. So I'm hoping that, with the preseason schedule that we played, that will have us prepared for matches like this. They're going to be very similar to a lot of the teams we played in the preseason. But again, a strong program. We've got a great, back and forth now, and a great relationship with their staff, and have a ton of respect for them. But yeah, we're looking forward to another good, intense match, good volleyball. They're off to a nice start this season, and so we don't think it's going to be anything other than a real tough battle, and we've got to play well. If we don't play close to our best, I don't know that we can come out of that on top. But if we play our best, I think it's going to be a very competitive game, and we'll just kind of see how it goes.
Yeah, I'll never forget last year when we won 2 games and then we lost the last 3, and I'll never forget when we beat them, that feeling. So yeah, it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be lots of energy. Like, both of us want it so bad, and I know we can do it, but we just can't go in there expecting us to play good. We're going to have to work for it. We're going to have to come in with the right mindset, because SFA they're a very good team, and they want it just as bad as we do. So really just comes down to who wants it more, and I know we can do it. I'm really excited.